Hi everyone, welcome to this video series on practicing this SkillsUSA technical drafting competition from 2013, where we are drawing this 3D object right here, a battle-top toy. Now, depending on where you are in this series, the first video that I made was about how to make this housing, and that's right here. And I created a file called, full screen it, Battletop Toy SkillsUSA 2013. I put that in here. You're going to put all your parts in the same file. So if you've already started this, great. And if you're doing the spin pin, which we're doing in this video, then what you're going to do is click on the plus down here and click on Create Part Studio. So now you have a new part tab, and from here we would rename this to spin pin. So now we can have both of these right in the same document. And then in this document you will also have the drawing and assembly, but that will be for another time. So if you already did the housing, you should be in the same document, but with a new part studio. And if this is the first part that you're making, make a new file, call it Battletop Toy SkillsUSA 2013, and you'll make a spin pin. So we're going to model this object, and we're going to put it into a drawing just like this one. So let's get going on making this. So some things to note, we're not dealing with these boxes. Those have to do with geometric tolerancing, how much, pretty much give or take how much dimensioning can you be off. So other notes as well, we can see here that all wall thicknesses are 0.05. So if something isn't specified within the object, we're going to assume that 0.05 is the size. The rest of this we don't have to worry too much about. So what I think I want to start with is this part right here. So what I'm seeing is a cylinder, and so two cylinders pretty much, and then this one cylinder is going to get broken up a little bit. So I will make this circle here. Well, this circle, and I'm going to extrude that. So sketch, top plane, hide all the other planes now that you've chosen one, then right click and click on view normal to plane. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to make a circle, right? So let's get our circle tool going. Circle center point. And oh, I didn't get it on the origin, so I'm going to redo it. And you don't have to do it on the origin, but I know I like to. And do any size, we'll fix it. So we're going to do this circle, but what is the size of that? It's looking like, it says diameter 0.5 or 0.49. I'm just going to go with 0.5. For all of these, I'll go with the top number. So I will get the dimension tool out, and that is diameter, so good. And then 0.5. There we go. So it's really small, but now we can zoom in. And now I'm gonna end this sketch, and I'm going to hold my right click, and then I can orbit, and I will extrude that. Do we have a dimension here? No, we don't have a dimension. So what does that mean? We're going to assume 0.05 is our extrusion. 0.05 for extrusion. Click the check mark. Now what about this cylinder right here? Pretending that there isn't a chamfer or a cutout in the middle, imagine just a standard cylinder. What do we have going on here? Well, we have a diameter, diameter, we're going to go with 0.25. So we're going to make a circle with diameter 0.25. And how much should we extrude? Well, I see from bottom of this cylinder to the top of the thinner cylinder, that's 1.05. Well, if this this disk right here is 0.05, then the rest of this has to be just 1. So we'll make a circle of a diameter 0.25 and then extrude it a total of 1 unit. So sketch, start the sketch right on that top plane. I can see it's the top. And then right click, view normal to sketch plane, make a circle, diameter of 0.25, but just click anywhere at first, then dimension it, 0.25, enter. That's it for the sketch. So now exit the sketch, orbit, and start a new extrusion. So we'll extrude this. How much are we going to extrude it? We'll extrude it, what did I say? 1.05 minus 0.05, which is 1, which is what it already was actually, so we didn't have to do anything there. I'll get into all the chamfers and cuts in a moment. How about let's make this rectangular prism at the bottom. Now you see here, there's a cutout in here, there's this little triangular piece. We will just make the rectangular prism and then we'll cut into it and add as needed. Keep it pretty simple. So let's make another sketch on this bottom plane. Right click, view normal to sketch plane. Now I gotta make a rectangle. So it's gotta be, we're trying to look at it from pretty much the back or the bottom back here. What is the size of that rectangle? Well, I'll get my rectangle tool. And it's looking like it's sitting right, but the center of the rectangle is going to sit right on the center of the circle. So I can use center point rectangle. And how would I just make it any size? I'll click down and then I'll fix the dimensions. So let me get the dimension tool. Now, what are the dimensions of these? Well, the long side right here, the long side is going to be 0.27 units. So got my dimension tool on, I'll make that 0.27. And then what about the smaller side? That is, I'm going to go with the top one, 0.11. We'll go with 0.11 here. There, so now the rectangle is the right size. And then we can exit this, orbit, extrude that rectangle. And what's the height? It's going to be 0.4. And that extrusion. So this is most of it. This is the basic form of it, but now we're just going to cut it down for the most part. So this is a chamfer, so it's a straight line cut around an edge. So what information do we have on this? What I see right here, this is the information we need. So we're cutting off 0.04 units going across the top and 0.06 units coming across the side. So let's get the chamfer tool on, because this is what's going to give us that cut. And we'll click this edge because this is what we want to cut down. But the question is, what should we do here? Well, we have two different distances that we're cutting down. So let's click on two distances. And we'll put them both in. We won't worry about if we have the right one just yet. So we have a 0.04 and we have a 0.06. Now what we need to do is just make sure that it's the right order. So it looks like if I have it in this way, the 0.06 is coming from the top which is not what we want. We want that on the side, so the longer cut needs to be on the side. Okay, so this looks like it would be 0.04 because if I did that, then the cut is 0.06 clearly because it's bigger. So it's got to be like this. Make sure it looks like this. And then click OK. All right. And then what about this cut right here? So what we have is, what we need to do, I can see pretty much a rectangular shape at the top. So we'll make a rectangle at the top and then extrude it down to remove that area. After we do that, it appears there is a circle here that goes all the way through. And I know it goes all the way through because of this section view right here. It shows that it goes all the way through. So that's good information to know. Let's start a sketch right on this plane here at the top. Right click, do normal to sketch. We'll zoom in. And what are we going to do? I'm going to make a rectangle. So how do we want to make that rectangle? So we need some more information. So it's looking like we have, maybe I'll start with a line. So the top of the rectangle, or right over here, like where it starts, is 0.09 from this top quadrant up here. So what I'll do is I'll go into modification. This is where all the modifications are. And I'm actually not going to go in there. I'm actually going to go into the drawing tools where you have line and rectangle and so on. I'm going to use this use or project tool. So as you can see right now in line tool, I can't snap to the circle or to the quadrant, but I want to because I need that as a reference. But I can click on use and I can project that circle onto the sketch plane so I can actually use that tool. So now that I have that, I'm going to go back to the line tool. And now I can snap to that quadrant. And I'm going to go down. Well, I'm not allowed to change it yet. So I just made the line going straight down. Now I have the dimension tool and I want that to be 0.09. Okay, that is helpful. Now what about the width of this? So how wide left and right is it going to go? It's looking like right here, 0.06 or 0.05. I'm going to go with 0.06, just going with the top ones. So each direction, in total, left to right, it's got to be 0.06. So in each direction, if I go from the middle to the left, it's got to be half of that. So half of 0.06 is 0.03. 0.03, and going to be the same with the other side. So line tool, move that to the right, dimension 0.03. Now do keep in mind, you might have some other interesting techniques here. To complete the rectangle, it doesn't matter how far out you go. All you need to be able to do is make sure you go out far enough to get out past this the edge of this top cylinder so that you can make sure you're cutting all the way through. So I'm just going to make a line that goes past this circle here as long as it's going straight down. Then I'll go out to the right and I want it to snap in line here. So just like that, and then I'll complete the rectangle. There, so I can now finish the sketch, orbit, and I can do the extrude tool. I'm going to click on that, and I haven't selected the whole rectangle, so I'm just going to click on all of that. And the other thing here is that it is extruding upward, but we don't want that. We want to remove, we don't want to add material, we want to remove material. So now it's gone in the other direction. And you can see here it's actually making that cut now. So how much, oh, how far down do we go? It's looking like, oh, this is helpful right here, but we have to do a little bit of math. So to where the center of the circle is going to be, we're going to extrude down to that point. That's 0.13 from the bottom of this disk, up from the bottom of this disk. But we're extruding down, so we need that dimension instead. Maybe what we can do is we'll just subtract. So 1.05 minus 0.13. 1.05 minus 0.13. That should be 0.92, and you can check the calculator if you're not comfortable doing that mental math. So we're going down 0.92. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just make sure you're typing correctly. And that's it. So click OK, and there it is. So what about this this circle over here? What do we do with that? What I would probably do is, well, you can make a plane. You see, you can't make a sketch plane on a curved surface like this. You can make a plane that's tangent to a curved surface, but that takes a little bit of work. But there is a flat surface right back here. So maybe I'll make a sketch right on this plane back here. Right click to view normal to sketch plane. I'm gonna work with this back like that. And then what I need to do is make this circle. So let's see, it's giving us, yeah. So we'll make the circle right here, and we even have a midpoint that we can use. So I'll do circle. It's telling us, see, this is saying between 0.07 and 0.06. I was going with the bigger one, the 0.07. So with all of them, I'm going with the bigger number. So I'll do center point circle. Click on that midpoint, and then I'll click anywhere, and then change the diameter to 0.07. Yep, that works just fine. Then I'll click OK. So I have that circle in there. Now I need to extrude that both forward and backward. So I can make the circular bit in the front, like right there. I don't know if you can see that curve right in the front, and also go all the way through. So I will extrude, click on, make sure you can click on the whole circle. Might be a little hard to get to. There we go. Oh, no, but I don't want all of that. Maybe here's what I'll do. Here, you can actually, so I dragged over everything so I can get the whole circle, but now I have too many things. So I can click on the X. That should be it. Yeah, now I just have the circle. So I want that not just in one direction, but I could do that symmetrically. So I could have it extrude in both directions like that. And I want it to be removed. So there we go. You can see the hole now. And that's looking good. So you can, if it didn't go all the way through to begin with, you can drag this arrow. You can also say, yeah, no, that's it. So just make the size big enough that it goes all the way through, just like that. Cool, okay, click OK, and that's it for this top. Now we have the bottom. Let's have a look at what's going on at the bottom. So it's looking like everything's the same on both sides. So we have this cut in there and this triangle piece. So maybe what we can do is just do one side, and then we can mirror those features onto the other side. Hopefully that works. I know it will work in Inventor if you're using Inventor, but Onshape, I'm not sure. We'll have to see. The first part is probably the easier part, cutting out a little rectangle in there. So let's draw sketch plane right on here. On either side works. We'll right click to view normal to sketch plane. And yeah, so let's draw a rectangle. I'm gonna use the line tool though, because I want to start right here at the midpoint. So what is this shorter length? That shorter length is, oh, we don't have it. Actually, you know what would be a little bit easier? Maybe not even using the line tool. Because they haven't told us the size of this rectangle, which means, what does that mean? It means that the thickness, the wall thickness, the thickness here is 0.05. So maybe instead we could actually use the offset tool. Click here, we'll go inward. No, I don't think I can see it. Yeah, we'll go inward. I'll click OK. And then I want to click on this rectangle again. Well, maybe not. Here, let me undo. What did I just undo? You have these arrows here to go back and forth if you need to. I'm going to try to make this sketch again. The offset tool on here has been a pain to me, but it's okay. You get frustrated. That's part of the process. I want this, maybe if there we go. I have to click on the dimension. So I want that to be 0.05. Good. But what about the fact that the rectangle doesn't even go up to here? Well, that's fine. We will click, what will we click? We'll escape out of the offset tool. And then I will actually delete this dimension. So now these guys are all fine. Just to be safe, I actually will lock them in so they don't move when I try to delete this. So I want, here are the constraints. I'm going to use the fix constraint because that's kind of like your lock. And we'll lock in, I don't want to lock in the whole rectangle though. That's fine. So I'll escape and it's black now, so that means it's fixed. Delete that line. And then I'll extend my lines down to here. Make a full rectangle. You might have to make a full rectangle. You might have to have that extra line there, depending on how your on shape is behaving. But now I offsetted this rectangle 0.05 inward, and then I made the lines go down to the bottom just like this. So we'll click OK, orbit, and I'll extrude that inward. So click that. I want to remove. I don't want to go all the way through though. Let's see how much we get. Oh, here we go. 0.11. So we extrude inward 0.11. And then click OK. Excuse me. That didn't work. I'm not gonna do undo, but I will double click on this. What's going on here? Oh, I'm looking at that wrong. I'm looking at the thickness of this. What is the distance here? I see. So once again, it's looking, this 0.09 isn't related to this extrusion. That's related to this triangular piece that we have to do next. So this must mean, it's not here. So this must mean that this thickness here in the middle, what's left over is going to be 0.05. So what does that mean here? Well, if 0.05 is left over, then how much is taken off on each side? Well, 0.11 is the total thickness. 0.11 minus 0.05, 11 minus 5, that's 6. So 0.06 together. So each side is 0.03, 0.03 to make 0.06. So that was my mistake. So 0.03 should be, yep, that looks better. Now let's make sure we can actually mirror this to the other side. Now, in order to use the 3D mirror tool, you do have to have a 3D plane. we do need a midplane right in between here. So let's make a plane. Here's your plane tool. It's in here as well. Looks like this. And what I want is a midplane. So I want a midplane between this back of the prism and this side. So now you can kind of see it. There's your midplane. I'll click OK. And if all works out, I should be able to, here's mirror. I want to mirror, okay, no, it's not gonna work. Okay, never mind. It's not gonna work. It would in Inventor, but it doesn't want to work here. There's probably a way to deal with this, but that's okay. Maybe I'm just kind of brainstorming here. Nope. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to cover this right now. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but it's going to be a lot faster now because we've already done it the one time. So I'll make a new sketch on this back face, right click, view normal to sketch plane. If you need me to go slower, just go back to the first time I did this, because I'm just going to repeat everything. Offset inward. I want that to be 0.05. I'm going to escape, delete this line, extend these lines down, complete the rectangle, click OK, extrude that little rectangle, remove material, and we set that's 0.03. Click OK. Good. Now, since I can't mirror anything to the other side, I'm going to just delete that midplane. Or you don't have to delete it, you can just click on hide and then it's not there anymore. So the last part of this is to make that little triangular piece. Okay, so what to do about this triangle piece over here? You can kind of see it right there. You can more so see it from this side profile. Well, it might look a little crazy to try this, or it may look a little crazy, but it's really not that bad. What we need to do is utilize the loft tool. You could try it another way as well. You could try to draw a triangle on a brand new plane and then try to extrude it. But you can also use the loft tool, and I think the loft tool is going to make it a little bit easier. But that's really up to you. So I'm going to do two sketches. One sketch on this rectangular face, one sketch on this face, and then what the loft tool will do is it will connect those two rectangles. So I'll have to do that on both sides, but after doing it the first time, it's going to be easy on the other side. So here's one rectangle, so I'll start a sketch right on that face, right click, view normal to sketch plane. And how long is this rectangle going to be? Do we have it? So here's how tall it is, 2.3. We have a height of 0.23, as you can see right there. Do we have a width? Well, I don't think we have a width, so you know what that means. We are making the assumption that that wall thickness is 0.05. So I think I will use the line tool. I'm going to start from the center point, and I'm going to go out to the right and left enough so that together they add up to 0.05. So out to the right, and then I'll dimension that. What's half of 0.05? Well, I can do that right here. 0.05 divided by 2. Good, that's 0.025. And then I'll do another line out to the left. Dimension that. So 0.025 is half of 0.05. And then, well, if you really want, I think I'm just going to do rectangle. So actually, I don't think I want to. See, I mean, that I'm really showing you my thought process here. That maybe I want to do this, maybe I don't. I'll make a height of 0.23 as we see right over here. Okay, so 0.23 going down 0.23. Oh, right, I can't type. See, I tend to forget that I can't actually type. 0.23. And then from here, I can just follow along at the, oh, whoops. I did not mean to get that line in there. Click, I can follow there we go. Oh, and again, I messed up. Okay, you're gonna catch up now. There. Okay, I gotta be careful, and then I can continue that line down to the bottom. All right, just like that. I'm gonna click OK, and just while my mind is on it, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So if you need to see this happen again, very simply rewind to when I made this rectangle on the other side. And you know what? No, it's gonna be even easier than that. Because I can use these, I can project these lines onto this sketch plane, so I don't actually have to try to draw everything again. So under the drawing tools, there's use. We can click on these lines. Look at that, they're right there. That makes it so much easier. There's my lines. Cool, good, so I already have it. There I have these two rectangles. Okay, what about the two here? So let's start a new sketch right on here. Right click and view normal to sketch plane, and this time we don't have to do two sketches, we only have to do one because I can make both my rectangles on the same plane. Well, we know the width, of course. We know it's 0.05. Honestly, we're just filling in there. But how far out do we go? It's looking like, it takes some time to read, but it's looking like 0.09, which is not actually true. It's 0.09 from this edge right here, from that edge, not from the start of the rectangle. So what I'll do is I'll just make my line go out some amount like that. I'll follow around, complete the rectangle like that. And then I'm going to try to dimension between this line, yep, and this line. This dimension is 0.09. There. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. So what I did was I just extended out, created a rectangle any size, as long, well, it has to have the correct width. And then dimension between this line here, this edge of the outer rectangular prism, to this line here. And that is also 0.09. There, nice, pretty simple sketches. Now we can use the loft tool. So we've done extrude, revolve. Now we have loft. So with this one, what you need to do is you actually have to click on two profiles. So we have this one right here, and you have to select another one, that one right there. And there you go. You can actually see that they're connected. This rectangle is projecting itself onto this rectangle, and you see how that connection is formed. That's really all that needs to be done here. You can click OK, and then there it is. Nice and simple. This side, same exact thing, except I am going to have to re-show that sketch. So I can do the loft tool again, click on these two rectangles, and there you go. Then I'll hide that sketch. So are there any other sketches I need to hide? No. So there it is. There's the spin pin. Cool. Now for SkillsUSA, you do have to, you're not just making the object itself. You do have to make a drawing of it just like this. And you need to replicate it as much as you can. Replicate the actual drawing. The only thing that we're going to ignore here are these boxes. And maybe we'll also ignore these secondary dimensions, if you will. that's not going to appear on a high school, probably not going to appear on a high school level SkillsUSA competition. Including the notes, the exact views that are given, that's what you're putting on a working drawing. So what we need to do is make sure, well, first, we got to making sure that all of these are named. So you can right click. I already have a drawing here. I should have named that before. I should have named that housing drawing. And I also have another part studio there, which I don't need. I'm gonna delete that. So now I want a second drawing. I'm gonna add, click add down here, click on create drawing. I want the ANSI A inch template. You might be on this page instead, which has more, but we're gonna go with A size. Click OK. Let it load. And it should automatically ask you what object you want to be using. I want to be using the spin pin for this. So take that. There we go. And now you can try to place your object. Now, it does look like this is the view that I want, but I want it rotated. So very simply, we just need to place it down, and then I can press escape. Well, before even that, if you really wanted to, here's insert view. I have to specify again which one I want. I want that one. So once you do set it down, you can put in, if that's the front view, this would be the top view right here. This would be the side views. This would be bottom. You can even get the isometric right there. But I don't need that. I need the section view, and I do need an isometric view, but I will get back to that. The only thing is that this needs to be rotated, so you can do that. You can double click on it and then specify rotation angle. Oh, no, wrong way. So maybe I can move over here. It's looking like a 90-degree angle, so let's put in 90 degrees. Click anywhere. There we go. That's perfect. That's exactly what we're seeing here. But it's also too small. In your usual SkillsUSA competition, you will get a specific scale to use. This one doesn't have one, so that's okay. We're just gonna make it a bit bigger to our liking. Definitely not 1:2. Maybe we do 2:1. I think I could get a little bigger than that. Maybe I try 3:1. I think that's pretty good right there. Good. So now I can make a section view, and I can also make the isometric view as well. So to make the isometric view, you can do projected view. So that's kind of like how I was showing you earlier, how when you initially clicked it down and set it down, you could move and select more views that you want from there. You can do the same thing by clicking on projected view. So I'm going to project from this main view. I'm going to put it out over here. Maybe if I move it down here instead, will it? I just want to try my best to get it at the angle, but the same angle. Yeah, right there. So I'm gonna place it right over here so I get the same shape. And then all I have to do is I just need to move it over. Oh no, I need to click escape. Make sure you click escape first. Then you can drag it over to where you want. Good. And now, what's that? B. I don't need a B. I'm gonna delete that. Well, we got that, and then the section view as well. Well, maybe I can change this to a solid view as tangent. Yeah, I'm not sure if we have, at least in these settings, we don't have the filling in here from what I can tell. So that's okay. We'll just leave it as unshaded. But in the competition, you would want to make this shaded if you could, but you can do that in Inventor. Section view, so these are all your views right here, different kinds of views that you can have. We did projected view to get that at other isometric drawing, and now we can do section view. Our section view is horizontal. So here's our cutting plane line, and our cutting plane line is horizontal. So we're going to click on horizontal. We'll click somewhere in the very center. Maybe I can click on a midpoint here. There we go. Oh, and it's actually, look, it automatically fixed it for us. So we're going down or up, we're going up. And we'll click right there. And there, now we have all of our views. We have our 3 views. Now we just have to go ahead and dimension. So the dimensioning's right here. You do have different kinds of dimensions. For the most part, you can just use the regular one, because that one will try to automatically pick up what kind of dimension you're going for. So here we have, so you're copying all the same ones between these two, right here. We have the distance between this point and this point. It looks like something didn't quite go right. And this happened with when I did the housing as well. So what I need to do is I need to go back and actually check that it did the loft correctly. Not the loft, the chamfer, there it is. That's very interesting. I'm going to type in 0, make sure that it actually, does it update? Nope, it doesn't update. So a secret, well, that I used this when I made the housing as well, because there was something wrong with this. You can change the dimension right in here. In Onshape, it shows up, but in Inventor, I don't think it does. So, but the thing is, no, for SkillsUSA, the judges aren't going to see the actual file. They're not going to look at this and go, oh, wait, that's actually 0.042. They're not going to know. They're only going to see this right here, what you're making right now in this drawing. So if it says 0.4, they're going to assume it is 0.04. What else do we have? We got some center lines. Where are the center lines? Call out. Let's see, we got to do some searching here. Do we have center? Oh, here we go. 2-point center line. So we can create a center line right at the. We'll do it from here, that to there, or I can actually extend onward. Maybe that's fine. Nope. It wants me to do it between 2 actual center points. Is that the midpoint? There. Okay, now I got that one. You do have another one going right down the center of this hole here. There we go. So I'm going to go back to, well, yeah, I'm going to go back to dimensioning. I don't think I have any more center lines. There's that cutting plane line, but that's already in there. Good. So zoom in, we'll do between this line and the top of this triangle. And that's just like that. Oh, it's coming out here. Between this point here of the triangle and oh, I made a mistake. So I'll show you that mistake in a moment. So between here and here, you can actually see I did make that mistake. I misread the actual file before. I'm going to drag this up. It doesn't have to look exactly the same. But I made a mistake. I thought that arrow was pointing to the lower extension line here connecting to there, but it is actually going to the inside. So I need to make that adjustment. That's okay. So it's fine because everything that that gets updated in your actual part does get updated in the drawing file. So I need to look at which sketch is it. It's that sketch right there. So that's not right. Right click normal to sketch plane. So this dimension, I have to delete these. This is wrong. And then I can do dimension between here and the bottom of that rectangle. Like that's what it should have been. Just like that. And then again between these two. Okay, click OK. See, and everything got updated, which is very helpful. And then again, going back into here, before I keep going, let's rename this to spin pin drawing. And then, like, I don't need that anymore. I'll keep going with dimensions. So that should have updated. Oh, here we go. So this button right here, update from this workspace. And then it's updating. There we go, it updated. More dimensioning between, so this is the length of this rectangle right here. That seems like everything for the top. Down here, we're just going to keep going with all these dimensions. Not much to be said here. So the size of this hole here, got the diameter of this circle. Now it's radius. So actually, I think what I'm going to have to do then is delete this. Excuse me, I got to escape. And I have to specifically select diameter dimension. There. And I'll go back to regular dimension again. We have between the top and bottom here, that is, put that right there. It's not a great placing, but well, to help with that, I'm going to press escape. I'll just move this over to the right, and everything follows along. No problem there. Maybe I'll move this up as well. Okay, that way I can move this along. Come on. There. There. Yeah, that fits on a bit better now. Okay, we have that circle. Like going back to dimension, we're going between the top of this, between the top and to the bottom of this disk here. And then between the center of this circle to the bottom again. And then between this line and this line. And you want to try to keep it in line. There we go. Between the top and bottom here. And then between the top and bottom here. I'm going to move this to the right a little bit more so I have more space. That, and it looks like I have everything. Now, some things I do have to change. First of all, I do need to, maybe I can do it in settings. Maybe workspace units. Okay, here we go. So what's displayed, length display decimals, you can see here that their precision is 2 decimal places. So I'm going to change that. Click OK. Can I update now? No. Let's see, maybe I missed it in here. Dimension mask, nope. Is it in workspace properties? No. Is it anywhere else? check down here again, no. So what I need to do is, it's going to be quick. I just need to go through and change the, right here, this button, nope, not that one. Where is it? Oh no, this one right here. Change it to 0.12. So that's just 2 decimal places. And that one already did it. That one needs to be 2 decimal places. That one needs to be, oh, I can actually select all of them at once. That makes it so much easier. And then I can change them all to 2 decimal places all at the same time. So I clicked on all of those, and I'm changing that to, not that one. Oh yeah, this one, 2 decimal places. Good. Except for, oh, I missed that one right there. That's got to be 0.12. So like really, and when it comes to the judging, it could be something that small between who wins and who doesn't. It could be that one person kept the precision exactly the same with 2 decimal places. Even if they did the drawing, all the rest of it perfectly, the judges have to pick only one person to be the winner. And so they will nitpick everything. If you have an extra decimal somewhere, decimal place somewhere, they could use that as an excuse to give another person the extra point to be the winner. So you need to make it as exact as you can. Even with this, so now you can double click in here. This is like your prefix, like what comes before the actual dimension. So you can change that to 2x. I'm giving some spaces as well, so it looks the same. I'm going to do that here as well. 2x, give some spaces. We got, oh, this one. Now this one is technically a diameter because it's a circle. So you do have to have the diameter symbol there. They didn't here because from the drawing view, it just looks like a line, but we know it's a circle. So here we have to put in the diameter symbol, and that's right here. Make sure you're clicking there. No, I don't want that. I just clicked escape. There's the diameter symbol. Click out of that. Any other symbols here? Do we have it down there? Nope, we gotta do the same thing over here. This is technically a circle if we're looking from the top view. So I gotta put the diameter symbol in there. If it actually does, oh, there. Okay, good. I think we got it now. So yeah, there's your drawing. That's all of it. The other thing that can be done is adding color to this. I haven't looked into how that would quite work with Inventor just yet, but you know, baby steps. Right now, our goal is to just get it into the drawing and show what we were able to do. But you do have to change some of the things in the title block. Now, you might not end up being using this title block, but as long as you have your name and the date that you're making this, we have, so those automatically came up, which is nice. The title is going to be, the first line I've been doing battle top toy, and on the second line I've been doing Skills USA 2013, and then the drawing number. So this is your figure name, and I'm going to name this exactly what is right up here. I'm calling this spin pin. Now, when you do actually do the competition, you're going to get a sheet that looks just like this. You're going to have a title block, one that doesn't have as much in here, but you're going to get a title block, and it's going to show you the information that you have to have in your title block. You don't have to use the same title block format, but you'll have the information that you have to include. it will show you the 3 views. It'll show you all the precision. Oh, and the notes. You got to put the notes in there. So text, we're going to type, and you're just copying everything for, I mean, this has to be like everything, capital notes, colon, okay, 1 dash, oh, and I'm just turning on caps lock. All wall THK, which is thickness 0.05, enter 2 dash, I added some spaces in there. All draft 2, oh, there's a degree symbol, so here's symbols. Put in the degree symbol, max 3, surface, finish, SPI D-3. Do we need to know what these mean? No, you don't. You're just copying these. UOS, all, dim, basic, and finally 5, UOS, all, surf. Yeah. Oh, all surf. I mean, it would continue on from here, these specifications, but we're not going to put those in. So this is it. This is it. We got that in there, right? Yep. That's not the scale, but that's just how Onshape is behaving. Even though, like, yes, it says 1:1 in here, the scales are specified as well. So this is it. What you would need to do now is, I have to move around my picture. Oh, I don't have to. You need to print this. So you're going to click on print. Just like that. And then you will click on download. Right there, I'm going to move myself over. You're going to click on download, and then you'll save it, and then you submit that. So you're just submitting this. So that's it. So that we've done. If you're watching this after the housing video that we did, you've done 2 parts. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go, plus the assembly. We have the exploded assembly and your regular assembly and parts list. We're going to get through all that. So we have like maybe 6 more videos to go through because we have to do the 5 parts and the assembly page. And then that's it. So good work. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to download and submit your file. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one.